Hello everybody, back here again for Vlog a Day, and today is December 1st, Tuesday. That's weird that I was saying that. I almost always say Tuesday, December 1st. Brain's not working full speed yet. So, got it this morning, hopped in the tub like I am right now. We got a few things taken care of, nothing major. Decided I was going to run up to take care of my father-in-law's cats. He's in the hospital, been there since Sunday night, so basically fed him, but took him in, and then took Monday off. I'm going there Tuesday. So I head up, text my wife, and I said, hey, if I don't have a door code to the lock, key code, electronic lock, when I get there, I'm just trying to go back because I asked her for it last night and didn't get it. So I'm already like, just give me the information. So get the code, head up there, and basically arrive at the house, get the dog out of the truck. Of course, we walk out to the door. I punch in the code into the little key fobby thing, little keypad on the door, and lo and behold, I don't hear I don't hear the sound of the alarm going. I don't hear nothing. I hear the light turn like pink, purple, whatever. But I was like, oh, maybe it was just quieter than I thought. Whatever. So I hit the button or the doorknob, open the house up, and I'm now open. Unfortunately, I also asked her about the alarm code, and she said, oh no, he's not going to set the alarm. He didn't set the alarm. We're fine. He doesn't set the alarm anymore. So I walk in and it starts beeping. It says front door. It starts beeping and stuff. And I thought, okay, well, it's just beeping, reset itself, whatever, who cares. So go over, start feeding the cats. I left the dog outside because he has cats in the house, and I want the dog in the house. And I'm like, okay, cool, no big deal. So I head over, basically change out the water, bunch of cat poop on the table. Don't know what the hell's up with this shit. Yeah, not already not in the best mood of my life. So I'm like, okay, cool, no big deal, yada yada. So I grab the food, dump in some food. There's 2 bags of food. I was just told there's food on the stove, so I dump it in one bowl. I also dump a second plate there because I guess one of them's a giant piggy cat and it eats all the food. And no one's got to figure it out. And a whole bunch of stuff going on that doesn't make sense. That buy a timer, buy a electronic little deal that basically opens up at different times. There's all kinds of things you can do with this, but it hasn't been done. So I'm staring stuff, and I notice, I'm like, wait a minute. I noticed the alarm starts like beeping very loudly, like, hurry up, put in your code. And I'm like, son of a bitch. So I text my wife, and I'm like, I can't actually, I called her, I don't remember which. The alarm starts going on. I'm like, I need the code to the alarm. I'm like, what the hell's I called her, and I'm like, hey, and the alarm's going off. Like, the alarm was clearly set, and it wasn't supposed to be. He has a key fob, like a lower remote control car remote, that he sets the shit on the way out. Probably is they changed the code, or he changed the code. He never punched the number in. It's all the key fob. He doesn't know the numbers anymore. So the number might be 2 years old. Who the hell knows? So, which I told my wife before, hey, do me a favor. At least once a month, ask your dad to walk over, punch in the code again, to make sure the door code's right and the alarm code's right, because I don't want to deal with this crap when this kind of stuff happens. And she doesn't do it. So I'm like, okay, what the hell? So I call her, I'm like, hey, what's the alarm code? She's like, I don't know. Well, it's not supposed to be set. And I said, I know it's not supposed to be set, but it is set. So guess what? Now I just sit down here and wait for the cops. So, and by the way, my name doesn't match his name. It's a father-in-law. The names don't match. It's a bunch of shit. I'm like, holy crap. I'm like, whatever stuff. And we're not in the greatest times. I don't want to deal with people. I don't want to deal with cops. I want to deal with this shit. So I basically go back. I finish up all the cat stuff. I go back outside. And it's 50 degrees, I think, whatever. I didn't bring a coat. I planned on walking in the house. I planned on feeding the cats, taking the stuff. I was going to change into running gear, go run around the parks up here at Ormond, and get a nice little change of scenery. Go back to the house, change out in some clothes, and head home. So, nope, not doing that now, because now I don't want to be in the house. I also need to pee, which I didn't do when I first got here. I was feeding the cats, like no big deal. I now don't want to go back and hit the restroom, because if I'm in there and the cops come kicking the door in type thing, do I leave the door open? Like, hey, I'm in here stealing shit. Do I leave the door shut and do I just lock it and hope they think that I'm not here? Like, what the hell? Do I stand out in the yard? Which I did, stand out in the yard, because it's way less likely to get shot. I'm standing out in the yard. So I'm out in the yard just hanging out there for what seems like way too damn long. And it's one of those things, like, if I was robbing this house, I could have already beaten this man half to death and stole all his shit that was, at least quickly carryable. So I'm like, okay, cool, whatever and stuff. And I'm out there and stuff for a long time. I keep trying to get the door, and then I can't get the damn door to relock. So the code, the game either doesn't work, or the battery in the stupid code thing, and the door lock is bad. I think partly the buttons are superbly old. The lock on the Yale lock on there is superbly old, and I think the buttons aren't working right, because I don't think all the buttons are being pushed, because I can't hear each one beep. I only hear some of them beep. So not fun. But tells me the house hasn't been locked since Sunday when they took him in the hospital, or who knows when how it's been unlocked, because I walked there, I did not hear the nyeh, and it's noisy as shit when it makes the sound, so I would have heard it. The door's been unlocked this whole time, but at least the alarm was set, which means nobody had been in there, or the alarm would have went off. So, or who knows, maybe they actually have the code. Maybe somebody else changed the code to what it's supposed to be, not the code that I have for the alarm. So we're like, okay, cool, whatever. So I'm waiting around, and Bruce and I just went around the yard. I also don't want to go pee in the yard, because the cop pulls up. You don't want to pee in your yard. So I basically, I noticed the white nose of a car pull up, and they're kind of off the side of the fence, kind of hiding from the property a little bit in case I'm in there doing bad shit, whatever. So I now, as soon as something happens, I open the door, throw the dog in the house real quick, and basically have him wait inside. So if the cop is in the wrong mood, he's less likely to shoot my dog, less likely to shoot me, and that sort of stuff. And I said, hey, I've been waiting for you to get here, trying to, basically make sure he knows, like, I know what's going on. I'm standing in the yard waiting for you to show up so I can leave. I don't want to be leaving and have a neighbor call it in and the whole thing. They're out looking for me. I'm getting pulled over the interstate and the whole crap. So he then asked me, are you Mr. blah, blah? And I'm like, you shouldn't ask that shit. Like, you should ask me a fake name. Because what if I said, yep, that's me? And I'm like, nope, I'm the son-in-law. And I'm like, you need to see ID. And I said, here's what it is. He's in the hospital. I told the whole bill. Yeah, so the cop was decent about it. But I just didn't want to wait on it forever, this whole shit. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So now I can't lock the house up. Now that I know the house is unlocked, I feel like I can't leave because I'm now the jerk who the alarm's going off. And she's tried to call her father, gave her the coded alarm. The code's wrong. It's all bullshit. The alarm company called him. He's telling her to turn off. The alarm's still going off. She goes, oh, he told him to turn the alarm off. I'm like, really? Because I can hear it still screaming, the screeching, beeping sound in my ears. I'm trying to finish up stuff in the house. And I'm like, holy crap. So I finally, the cop leaves and all that kind of stuff. The whole thing goes away. I'm just like so annoyed by shit that oh my God. Then I realized I took it out on my wife a little bit, partly because she didn't do as I told her to. I said, hey, to make this life a whole lot easier, you need to get a hold of your father at least once a month and have him verify with FaceTime, while you're on the phone, at that moment, whatever, something to prove this is the code, this is the alarm, this is the door lock, this is the whatever, and she didn't do it. So now I'm up here, I'm dealing with cop stuff, which I understand it's less likely to be shot, but if this was, say, 10 o'clock at night, if this was a different situation, if I was not white, it might have been a different situation. There's a whole bunch of things here. It could change these scenarios. And trust me, with this beard, I'm not looking the most, most respectable man in the neighborhood. So I'm like, whatever kind of crap. I'm really not in the whole pleased mood of it. So get that. I finally figure out I can't lock the house and I can't leave. So I finally figure out I can actually lock the door and then go out through the garage. But here's the thing. If I go out through the garage, now I can't get back in the house because guess what? If the battery in that is dead, he has a key. This also has an actual manual key lock, but I don't know if he knows where the key's at. I'm 99.999% certain he has not got it on his possession at the hospital. So now we're kicking a door in, calling a locksmith. We're doing something else very ridiculous. But also, do I live in this house now because I don't have access to be able to lock the damn door? So I was able to basically lock the house up, and then I went out through the garage. But I have to be able to get back into the house, which I did by having the garage remote out of his car, which luckily the car was unlocked, which I was expecting an alarm to go off on it too. Luckily, it did not sit. It's in the garage. So I got the alarm, the garage remote. I head out. Alarm's still going off in the house when I leave. They actually had shut it off once when he talked to me on the phone, but me trying to get the house to lock up, which I could not do, I had to go into the house, which sensed motion, sensed front door open, sensed all that crap, and then I locked it from inside, was able to get out through the garage door. So now I have the garage door opener in my truck, which is, it is what it is. So we don't know when he's going to get home, but why the hell not help us help you? I just don't understand how hard it is. I have multiple people who know my codes. I have multiple people who know my keys. I have it set up and I check it and I verify it and I know what's going on because if something happens to me, I want them to be able to get in here and get to my dog. I want them to be able to get in here and take care of the things that need to get taken care of because I think ahead. So I got done with that. I was just so pissed off. Actually, I apologized to my wife. I said how sorry I was because I wasn't mean to her. I was just very shitty to her. Like, just that, like, condescending, like, well, I guess this is going to... I was a dick. I really was. But I kind of had a little bit of a right. Like, I was a little more dickish than I needed to be. It wasn't what it needed to be. And it's not her fault necessarily, because I should have just said, hey, I know she's probably not going to do what I'm asking her to do. I should do it my damn self, which basically is what it becomes. I either have to just either not help at all, which is not something I can do, because no matter how much I want to tell people to go pound sand and lay in the bed you made, I can't do that. So I'm going to have to start literally, and I do it every damn week, just say, nope, right now, get up off the couch on FaceTime, walk over, punch in the code to prove to me that code is not changed. And at least then I have 1 week's the worst. If he changed it after I hung up the phone, it would, at least only have a risk at 1 week out. So got done there, headed back home. Was happy to be home. It was cold. It was, again, I'm staying outside, no jacket, no coat, nothing. So I plan on doing feeding these stupid cats and then leaving. So it was not the funnest. My hands were cold. And again, it's 50 degrees. It's not like I'm freezing to death. It's not the most enjoyable. By the time the cops got there, I didn't feel like changing in the truck, kind of thing. And like going running, my body core temperature was down. So it is what it is. So I basically got back here to the house, took care of a few things, hung around here a little bit, went and got my run in. Basically chilled out, got showered, got cleaned up, all the fun stuff that comes with that, and then just didn't really do a lot. I had a few things got a couple things accomplished. Watched some YouTube videos, which I was trying to get caught up on, which isn't really anything important, but I got some of that stuff done. Got a hold of Cigar International. They screwed up. They cannot. I don't know. It's the worst kind I've ever dealt with for taping boxes shut. Like they just don't know how to tape. Like they literally like the tape is just awful. I lost some items out of it. It was missing. It's just a pain in the ass. So went ahead. Had to call them. Was on the hold for them for like 40 minutes. Got a guy. I could barely understand the English he was speaking. I mean, it was almost impossible to understand what the hell words that were coming out of his mouth. Got it figured out. Explained to him like, "Hey, can you guys just fix this?" Like, I bet 50% of my orders. I have to go back and look, but if I had to guess, I would say over under 50%. I would say over 50% of my orders from them has the box is open and or missing something. Like it's like they might not all be missing stuff, but the tape wasn't taped shut, the glue wasn't glued right, it's just like, how can your stuff be this incomparable? Like it's awful, like, and it just pisses me off. And they always stand behind it, they always replace it, but I'm the guy who hates waste. And so now I have just random cigars. Like every other order, shit's missing out of there. So it's just randomly ended up being thrown in a warehouse, like dumpster somewhere, because they don't know where it goes, they don't know what it is. And I'm sure like the shipping containers, like the shipping centers and stuff like Amazon, and you figure the post office and UPS and FedEx stuff, they just got piles and piles of crap that fall out of these things that they sweep up and just get incinerated or filled in landfill. So now you're throwing away a beautiful, like a Roma 101. You know, this is $100 like for a buck. Like, that's $5 a stick minimum. You know, and you're throwing these things away just for nothing because you assholes don't know how to put the box together and tape it shut. Like, I add 3 pieces of tape, not one. Guess what? That might change the world. Like, you're out it was $130 or some crap. They're sending me in free cigars that they lost, that are just gone forever. You know, that was not free cigars. I paid for them. Don't wrong. They're out because I got my cigars that I ordered that I have to get. But they're sending me these cigars because they don't know how to tape. Like, how much extra does it cost to buy tape? Like, it'll never, even one lost package would never pay for the tape. $100 of tape is forever. But yeah, so that they're annoyed the shit out of me. So I was on the phone with them forever. So also went ahead. Karen got home, texted me, said she head home from work. So I threw in some tater tots and corn dogs, which actually is surprisingly one of them. I enjoy the meal. It's not healthy. It's not great for you. I don't give a shit. It's really good. So I had tater tots and corn dogs for breakfast or for dinner, and then we chilled out, watched some Netflix and stuff. Ended up laying on the couch together, cuddled and talked a little bit. Turned off all the TVs and stuff, and just chatted and talked. And didn't even come outside. I normally would be outside having a cigar in the evening, and it was just too damn cold. Like, I mean, I could have been out here. It wasn't horrible. I could have started a little fire. I could have did a bunch of things, but I said, piss on it. I'm just gonna stay inside here. So it is what it is. But yeah, I don't know. I'm at that weird. I need somebody to punch me in the face. I think I really do. I need something to change my day. It's becoming. I don't know. I was way too irritated by the shit deal at my father-in-law's house than I should have been at this point in my life. But it is what it is. So anyway, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching.